Hello, once again. I'm in a bit of a situation here. I'm having to make this video due to the fact that I've run into a repair scenario. It is rather interesting, and I'm not saying that I don't want to go out and purchase new cable. It's just that this is still a working cable. So today's repair video is going to be on cables. Okay. This is the A side of the connector for the USB, and this is the dedicated connector for a fitness watch. It's supposed to be the new Type C, the ones that are found on the new hard drives and items that are being made nowadays, peripherals for electronics. But as you can see, this is one of those new type of cables. Okay, so all in all, I have a hard drive connector. On the A side, it is blue in color to indicate for data transfer. So, if I were to compare this to this, you could see that the connector is not the same type. This is a universal hard drive connector for external hard drives. Okay, so I'm going to set this cable aside. Bring these two connectors back together. This is dedicated for fitness watches. I'm choosing to leave the name of the company out of the conversation only due to the fact that I am extremely disappointed in the performance of the insulator on the cable. It was supposed to have outlived the watch. It did not. So I find myself wanting to throw this cable away out of frustration, and then I remembered that I have some repair items, not tools, but repair items. This is friction tape. Sorry to mention it the last time. The multiple uses that you could use this on friction tape. I've even used this to repair a fishing rod. One of the eyelets on the fishing rod so happens that the thread was unraveling, and the used thread and this epoxy to hold the thread to the fishing rod. So I took this friction tape and I wrapped enough of it around it to keep the thread from unraveling. So I used that on fishing equipment. I've used this for electrical purposes. I've used this in so many different ways. I would have to make a separate video. I put this white tab on it to make it easier to find. It's just a little piece of plastic from an item that I'll show you in just a little bit towards the end of the video as part of the bonus features. So initially what I'm going to be doing off camera, because it'll just make this video an insane length in time, it'll turn it into a 30-minute video, but I'm going to take this tape and I'm going to repair the cable. Okay, you can see that I've done a piece right here, even though it's kind of hard to see. See, here's the broken side, and here's the other broken side. The metal fibers are starting to poke through, and you know they do poke through even rubber gloves. So I'm going to take this friction tape that you can find at some hardware stores. I wish I could name a lot of the places that I get these items from, but I'm not sponsored yet, and in doing so I don't want to get in trouble in not getting sponsored or getting permission from naming these locations. But it is a hardware related item, not a local store like the W store or the store with the logo, the red and white with the circles in the middle. This isn't one of those local purchases. If you do happen to find it at that store, it'll be the same thing. Friction tape. It's very grippy, somewhat fire resistant, and you could use it to repair wires. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this off camera, solely off camera. So that's the repair item for today. Okay, I'm going to be setting this aside in a little bit. I'm going to be using regular scissors, Teflon tape, friction tape, not Teflon tape, sorry. There's a difference. Teflon is for plumbing, and it's white in color. I'm going to be using a chunky number 2 pencil, and here's the first bonus of the day for this video. You'll want to cut a little piece of either paper or tissue to mark the end of this. Now, the reason I say that is sometimes you'll want to unravel this, and it is extremely hard to find the end sometimes. Like right here I have the end, but it's still extremely hard to find. You can kind of see the end right there. In case you need to reposition the tape or whatever it may be for whatever reason, you'll want to cut a piece off and add it to the end of the tape. Not the beginning, but to the end of the tape. So in other words, I'd be adding it to this side, wherever the tape ends, wherever you cut it off from. Okay, so you'll add it to make it easier to find and to take this tape and reposition if you need to. It is very, very sticky. It'll even stick to your gloves. See, here's the end of the tape. The only reason I chose not to add a piece to here is because I'm going to be using it for almost the length of this cable. Right now I'm just going to be repairing the pieces that are missing. So I'm going to be doing spot repairs. Okay. So here's today's bonuses. Multiple ones, even though I could possibly put one at each and every video, but I felt generous today. Sometimes what you'll find in going to garage sales, you'll find mystery boxes. Now I know what this is. Sometimes you can ask the individual gentleman or lady that's selling the item what it might be. And they'll say it's electronic or it's camera related, so I purchased it. So, saving quite a bit of money. I open the box and I find that it is a miniature tripod. A bendy miniature tripod. Okay. Bendy miniature tripod that I could use if I get a assignment outside of my house, not on a bench, and I want to shoot a video. With, of course, the permission from the individual that hires me, or client, or family member, whoever they may be. It's got a cell phone holder that's in here. It's remote, which I haven't tried. I suppose it's Bluetooth related. And it's watch battery. I'll probably be trying it sometime today. It's action camera type of mounting hardware. And another little type of attachment. So it is a complete item. Paid next to nothing for it, only due to the fact that it was towards the end of the day and nobody had shown interest in it. Very shocking. Maybe she brought it out towards the end of the day, or I don't remember, it was a lady or a gentleman. They brought it out towards the end of the day, and then in doing so, I was able to get this item for next to nothing. So, garage sale finds. sometimes you'll find yourself in interesting situations where you'll have mounting tape from various projects, and mounting tape, or most tapes, don't go to waste. So, you'll find that there are different types. Okay? This is automotive, even though I've got multiple multiple lengths, I guess. They're the same thing. I just lost track of those ones. I went out and purchased another one. This is for the trim on your car. This is a type of tape that they use for the trim on your car, for like the bumper guards on your doors. They peel away sometimes, and you use this. So, here's the one that saved the day. Okay. Probably heard me walk away. But either way, this is the one that I used to attach this action camera accessory to my dash camera. Surprisingly enough, this is not the strongest one, but it is the grippiest. I will later find out, I suspect, that on an extremely hot day in the summertime, this will peel away. So I might have to switch over to the high heat door trim type. But you do have several options. Regular foam mounting tape, door adhesive tape, double-sided. All these tapes are double-sided. And this is the one that I use in attaching the... I don't know why this is on here, but anyways. This is painter's tape. This is the type of tape that I used. Double-sided foam tape for mounting posters. I know it's kind of odd that I'd be using double-sided foam tape as a gripping method for this. But I had lost track of this. I should have used this one. Okay. So that's the bonus for today. I mean, might not be the strongest, but it is truly the grippiest. So now I can use my dash camera as a security camera. And an interesting feature on this that I failed to mention the last time, that I should have mentioned the first time in the introduction of this dash camera, and it has an interesting setup that it actually records a minute intervals, 2-minute intervals, and 3-minute intervals. Now, for most security cameras, you don't want that. You want a live feed. But it also makes it easier for indexing events. It runs continuously, and if it feels an impact, not with my fingers, but if it feels an impact on the inside of the car, it locks that file and it puts it in a special folder. So that's this other interesting feature for this dash camera, which I would wish I could mention the name brand, but unless I get monetized or sponsored by them, I have to leave their names out. I don't want to get in trouble, but they are a very, very nice dash camera company. If you can go out and find them, you'll be pleasantly surprised. This turned out to be a garage store find. I mean, garage sales find or yard sale. Most of the items that I get literally at discounted, deep discounted prices. I'm very, very fortunate in that sense. Take a chance on it. The battery on this thing is dead though. I have to replace it. I'll have to occasionally hook it up to the corresponding mounting scenario and use the USB battery pack. It's a 5-volt battery pack, so it runs off of 5 volts. Okay. So those are the bonus features for today. You'll find yourself using wire ties for various reasons. All in all, that's just the way some things, you know, are set up. You'll find multiple uses for multiple things. So I'm going to be repairing this cable. I'm extremely disappointed in it because I've got cables, vintage cables from vintage computer accessories that are literally older than I am. And I'm not going to be stating my age, but this didn't even last 4 years. So, word to the wise, if you're a company out there, if you're going to be creating a company, which I hope someday to be able to put a product out on the internet or out in the public through Shark Tank or whatever, even though I said their name, they're just out there, Shark Tank, whatever. If I should happen to put a product out, do yourself a favor. Put out higher quality products that last the test of time with higher quality connectors. I hate to gripe about this, but it actually it conveys the type of setup or product that you're selling on the market. They should not be failing in under 4 years. So if you put out a product, use better or high quality materials. I can literally strip all this off if I so choose to because it's extremely dry. And I never placed it in my car. It's been placed in my house at room temperature. That's why it's so disappointing. So, thank you. Y'all have a good day. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye.